Don Bosco said often to his boys, "For you I study, for you I work, for you I live, and for you I am willing to give my life." This is a wonderful description of what he was willing to do for all his boys. Consequently, as followers of Don Bosco, when a Salesian dies working for the young, he becomes another heroic example of Don Bosco among us. This scenario is true in Brother Frank. Bracchi's life, all 93 years and almost 10 months of it, let us take a moment and reflect on this wonderful life of a Salesian. On November 9, 1915, 272 people were killed when a German U-boat torpedoed the Italian ship Ancona. On this day, Sergeant Shriver was born. On this day, too, Francis Joseph Bracchi was born to an auto mechanic who later became a cabinet maker, and his wife, who was a homemaker. Both were of Italian origin. His schooling was begun in San Jose, where he attended the local public school until St. Patrick's School was built. His high school years were completed at St. Joseph's High School. It is around this time the country was deep in the Great Depression. Afterwards, he began his college education at Santa Clara University. As a lingering effect of that Great Depression loomed, his financial status did not allow him to complete the university degree. In October 1940, he enlisted in the U.S. Army Corps and was assigned to the 88th Reconnaissance Squadron. He was trained to be a mechanic. In November 1941, he embarked from San Francisco on a mission code named Plum. In other words, he had no idea where he was being shipped to. But during the course of the journey, he and his shipmates discovered that they were destined to Pearl Harbor. As the history book tells us, Pearl Harbor was bombed by the Japanese at the same time his ship was diverted to Brisbane, Australia. His duty in Brisbane was that of assembling P-40 aircraft for action in Java. After almost a year, he was sent to Java, but midway through the trip, their orders were changed since the Japanese had captured Java. They went to Ceylon, modern-day Sri Lanka, and finally to Karachi, India. From there, the Allies of the 110th Air Force were sent on strategic bombing missions. Brother Frank worked mainly on airplane maintenance at different airfields across India. Finally, in January 1945, Brother Frank was homeward bound, returning by way of Casablanca, the Azores, and Bermuda. Upon returning to the States, he was assigned to Victorville, California, Army Airfield in March as the line chief of a B-24 squadron. Finally, on September 14, 1945, he received his honorable discharge with rank of Master Sergeant. In 1946, Brother Frank was able to use his expertise in the automotive industry. He worked hard in the same field until 1953. It was during this time that he built his own home in the hills outside of Santa Cruz, California. Even though he was debt-free, has his own home, he left the need of searching what he really wanted to do for the rest of his life. He came in contact with the Salesians by way of a Jesuit, Father Warren. He went to Watsonville, where the Salesian had a boarding school. His discernment began. After a hard-working year at the school, Brother Frank decided to begin his Salesian life. He was almost 40 years of age. His first assignment after profession was to become one of the founding Salesians on Don Bosco Technical Institute in Rosemead. Together with other Salesian brothers, he rolled up his sleeves and started working with enthusiasm. Brother Frank was in charge of putting together one of the primary automotive shops and courses in Southern California. He remains there until 1976, when he was assigned to St. John Bosco High School. He worked at St. John Bosco High School at various capacities: financial administrator's assistant, freshman counselor, and finally career counselor. As a career counselor, he helped put together such an impressive program that it won the President Award for Career Counseling in 1989. To help further the program, Brother Frank went back to school and at the age of 75 received a certificate for career counseling. In 1994, Brother Frank retired. However, by no means he was resting. He continued his work on career counseling. He read and studied every day. He established an online program, Career Cruising, to assist students. To the very last day of his life, he keeps busy reading, keeping up to date in career counseling, cajoling, pushing, and otherwise insisting that we all keep up to date in this wonderful field. Brother Frank was loved by all who has the pleasure of knowing him. He was known to be humble, direct, but patient. He was very passionate about his service for the young in career counseling. He had a unique sense of humor his friends and acquaintances appreciated. He was an intelligent man who never stops learning. As a religious brother, he was constant in his spiritual practices, thoroughly dedicated to the calling to serve young people, and very generous with his time and service to his religious community. Brother Frank enjoyed traveling, meeting together with the religious community. Brother Frank, thank you for your wonderful Salesian spirit, your complete, undying, and professional dedication to the young. You are indeed one of our heroes. You have made the words of our founder come alive. For you I study, for you I work, for you I live, and for you I am willing to give my life. May you rest in peace. You will be missed.